Hello, my name's Katie Ewers and I'm a professional careers advisor and life coach, and I'm here to talk to you today about what it takes to become an adult nurse in the United Kingdom. So there are 4 nursing specialisms, so the adult nurse that I'm doing today, children's, disability and mental health nurse. I haven't done videos on the other 3 yet, but I will do so over time, but I can do so quicker on request. So if you'd like information on children's nurse, disability or mental health nurse, please contact me, leave me a message in the description box or just send me an email. I'll be more than happy to do that for you. Right, to be a nurse. So adult nursing, it offers the chance for you to make a difference in the lives of others. It's a very rewarding career when it comes to helping others and improving others. So make a difference in the lives of others, and the employment prospects are really good. The NHS and other environments are always in need of nursing, so it's a good stable career for anyone to take, as well as making a difference. So adult nurses, you care for patients suffering from a wide variety of health conditions, from minor to major. Minor injuries or acute long-term illnesses and diseases. Support recovery using care plans that you draw up and follow. Carry out care procedures and assessments. Evaluate patient needs so that you can write the care plan. Work within a multidisciplinary team, so there's going to be boundaries to your skill at times, and you may need to refer to other professionals for help. We all have boundaries to our skill and knowledge. So if you need to refer someone to another member of the team or another organisation, it's important for you to do that. It's nothing to be ashamed of to not be able to do everything for a client. We all have limits and boundaries to our skills. An important part of your skill set is being able to recognise when a situation is outside of your skill set and needs to be passed on to somebody who is more professional in that area, not for the person's benefit more than anything else. You're the main point of contact for patients. You're the one that sees them every day, providing the most consistent care. And you'll be the one often communicating with patients' families, and then you have to obviously translate that and speak in a certain way with colleagues and other professionals. So you need to be good at being able to communicate with various different people on various different levels. Responsibilities: building rapport and trust, confidence with each patient. You can't nurse someone if they don't trust you to go near them at all, or trust you to help them. That's what you're there to do. So building rapport with clients will build that trust, and they will have confidence in you. Reassure parents and relatives by communicating clearly and effectively. Understand patient needs, writing patient care plans. So it's really good. Need skills of observation and understanding the needs of each individual client, and then writing a care plan so that they get the best care possible for them. Treating wounds, monitoring pulse, blood pressure, temperature of people that might have come out of operations or are about to go into an operation, not just go into one. Implement plans for tasks such as preparing patients for operations. Checking supply levels of pharmaceuticals and drugs, injections, set up drips, blood transfusions, all the basic things needed. Dressing wounds, carry out and assist tests with routine investigations. Respond quickly when is needed. Sometimes an emergency will come in and a nurse will be needed quickly, and you'll be able to be adaptable and respond to that and run to someone's aid if need be. Or find somebody else, or get a doctor if someone goes under the weather. You've seen the shows on the TV. Plan patient discharges, so plan how that patient is going to be discharged from hospital. Do they have somewhere safe and secure to go? Do they have someone to look after them if need be? That is something that always needs to be taken into consideration when any especially vulnerable patient is discharged from hospital. Advocate on behalf of patients or vulnerable people that can't advocate for themselves or that need support. Educate patients about their health and how that they can maintain their health. Run clinics and education settings on healthy habits, not just for the general public, but also for the people that work with the people of the general public. Organise staff effectively, prioritise patient care, but that's more maybe as you go up the levels in nursing, you'll become maybe more of a supervisor. maintain accurate patient records, make ethical decisions, vital because people are putting their trust in you, being responsible and being full of integrity and ethics is vital. Consent and confidentiality, again, are things that nurses really have to take into account, as well as diversity. And there's a lot of things to be thinking about in this day and age when it comes to the proper care and treatment of others. So what it's like. So you might be looking after, you'll work in many different ways as a nurse, depending on where you work and what's needed in that day. So you might be looking after loads of patients on a whole ward, one or two in a intensive, high dependency ward, or in patients' homes. I can't think of any more, but there are other places that nurses work. Overseas is a good thing for you, because if you work for the NHS, your skills are transferable all over the globe, which is great. So you've got the opportunity, if you train as a nurse, to work overseas. You can do freelance work through agencies, especially, but not till you're more experienced. Make sure you've got quite a few good years of experience behind you before you do that. Big line at the end, nursing can be physically and emotionally demanding, but also it can be incredibly fulfilling. Okay, make a difference with people, and if that's one of your motivators, this is a good one for you. So you might be employed by hospitals mainly, GP practices, health centres, residential home, hospices, schools even, air ambulance, emergency. So there's a lot of places, holiday companies, cruise leisure ships, the long haul ships that take a few hours to go over the sea. They're going to need someone in case they have a medical emergency. Nursing agencies like Pulse, that's a good one to look up. Occupational health, overseas aid, you've got that opportunity to go overseas, prison, private healthcare if you prefer. I mean, the list is endless. Even the armed forces. You can look online. There's quite a few things online. If you fancy being a nurse or a medic in the armed forces, take a look at that. Might be worth doing that. Something doing for you, really. So you can look for jobs in nursing in the following, in these on the screen here: BMI, Bupa, Nuffield, Nursing Times, RCN Bulletin. These are all good places to look for work if you are a trained nurse, or if you just want to look at what's around now to help you decide whether you want to train as a nurse. Have a look at what's available. Skills needed, that top one, you've got to be good with people, communicating, building rapport and trust with people from a range of backgrounds, from families all the way up to the high level executives in the NHS. Empathy, sensitivity and emotional resilience is important, because you'll be seeing and probably having to deal with some difficult situations, and you need to be able to bounce back, otherwise the job is going to exhaust you. You'll be working as part of a multi-skilled team. So you need good team working skills, the ability to work with and alongside others. I mean, that's the top skill, really. Communicating and building rapport, organisation, managerial skills, especially as you progress. Not at first, the organisational and managerial, but if you want to progress in nursing, that would be a good thing to have. So, qualified nurses, about 24,000, which is quite good for a graduate, really. Graduate salaries are around 22-ish at the minute, maybe 23, rising to 30,000 with a bit more experience. But with even more experience of being a team leader, where then coordination skills might be needed, you could be earning in excess of 30 to 37,000 a year. Senior nurse, so you have that ability to go up the ladder if you'd like to, and you feel that you can organise people and activities and tasks. Senior level nurses or a matron, consultant, you can go up from anything from 37 all the way up to 70s, mid 70,000 in salary. The working hours are unsociable, unfortunately, because people don't get sick conveniently, do they? And obviously you're keeping people in, and there's high dependency treatment. So there's shift work, regular unsocial hours through the night, early mornings. There is scope for 9 to 5 a.m. Maybe if you do community nursing, specialist units, clinics, industry and commerce. Especially if you're doing home visits, no one wants you to turn up at 3 a.m. 9 to 5 hours would be more likely in that kind of job. But normally working as a nurse in your NHS or even your private practice will involve unsociable hours and shift work. So training, you need a degree. So from the beginning, you're going to need to do an NVQ 3 or A-levels. So if you, let's start with, if you want to go straight in and do A-levels, you're going to need at least 5 passes, GCSE grade 5. Some places want different. Some people want more than 5. Some people allow you to do A-levels. Some schools will allow you to do, and sixth form colleges will allow you to do A-levels with less than that. Some expect more. So it's roughly 5 passes, grade 5 or higher. I think for some of the science subjects, I'd want a person to be higher than a 5 in order to cope with an A-level. An A-level is a big jump from a GCSE. So if you want to do science and you've only got a 4 at GCSE or maybe a 5, really think about whether you will be able to handle the jump from GCSE to A-level. I think it's the biggest jump you'll go through. Even the jump from A-level to degree isn't so high as the GCSE to A-level jump is. So really consider the grade you get at GCSE to really know whether you can cope with an A-level in that subject. So to do 3 A-levels, I mean, some universities allow 2, but I suggest doing 3 to be sure. So you'll need 5 passes at GCSE grade 5 or above. It must include maths and English, and especially science if you're going into a biology subject like nursing. The relevant subjects, if you've got the grades to do A-levels, is your biology, more specifically your human biology, and psychology and sociology. They're good ones to have. Understanding the mental, emotional and societal impacts on people. And I think maybe chemistry it would be a good extra one, a little bit of extra knowledge when it comes to pharmaceuticals. Not that that will be your specialism or something you will be allowed to deal in, but it's good to have that knowledge. If you want to go through the college route, you'll need a level 3, so a diploma level 3, NVQ or City and Guilds, whatever. I don't think City and Guilds do health and social care. So you'd need a level 3 qualification. Again, you would need good GCSE passes, 4 to 5 GCSE passes to do a level 3. However, the good thing about college is if you don't get your grades straight away, let's say you miss out on the maths and you need to retake it, you could start health and social care, NVQ or related subject at a level 2, get that grade that you need, do that extra year, and then start your level 3 and then get into university. You'll need high grades in your A-levels. Most universities want at least between an A to a C in each subject. College qualification, you'll need a distinction, merit, or at least a distinction, merit to get into university. Passes aren't normally accepted. I guess it depends on their numbers and it depends on the institution. So, of course, you need a degree. When you've got those A-levels or that level 3, you'll need to do a degree in a relevant subject for nursing. You must register with the Nursing and Midwifery Council, the NMC. You need to have completed a pre-registration nursing program in order to be eligible to register for that. So you'll do your degree plus that pre-registration nursing program, which gives you more specific knowledge. And these are only run by the NMC approved educational institutions, so you need to be looking into them for that. I'll go on to the subjects that are most relevant in a moment. Half of the program you'll do with the NMC, which is vital if you want to go into nursing, will be based on clinical practice. So you'll be out in the field working. So half of it will be that. And the other half will be your academic learning. So it's pretty much half and half. Well, that's what the job is, very much practical training, which is a good thing. You can get into nursing through accreditation through prior learning. If you have a degree in another health-related subject, you could do a switch over or other practice-based learning. Details of all approved programs can be found at the Nursing and Midwifery Council. This is really a good place to go if you're thinking of nursing and midwifery, the NMC. I think relevant degree subjects are going to be things like biomedical science, which does what it says on the tin, human biology, for obvious reasons, life and medical sciences, physiology, important, psychology, important but not as important as the first few, social work. But the good news is from September 2020, all pre-registration nursing students can receive funding support of between 5,000 to 8,000 per year to help them with their learning and help them live while they're training. 3,000, I think that's, yeah, it's 5,000, but then 3,000 extra funding is available, which adds up to the 8. Okay, so it's between 5,000 and 8,000 extra support to get more people into nursing, really, because there's quite a shortage. So you'd be very sought after if you go into nursing, and you find it difficult to be unemployed as a nurse. Okay, will you enjoy being a nurse though? If you've watched any of my self-discovery videos, you will have noticed that some careers suit you and some careers don't. Some careers will make you happy and match your talents and your personality, and some don't. So let's get started on this bit. So the motivators. I have a video on the motivators. It's a theory written by somebody else who I have totally forgotten his name because I'm in front of the camera. He wrote motivators, but he uses it for management to help them streamline their employees and fulfilling employees, to fulfill what their employees want and are motivated by to increase productivity. But you can use those motivators to help you choose the best job for you, and then you'll always be fulfilled and motivated. So in the motivators, if you haven't already watched the video, the 2 top motivators for being a nurse, or the very, very top one, is searcher, because that is you're motivated by making a difference in the world. That's the searcher motivation. And then, of course, the friend is about building that rapport and connection with others so that they trust and have confidence in you. So they're the top 2. You could possibly earn a bit more in nursing, but that's further down the line. Coordinator may be a good motivator, but not at first, because nurses don't coordinate in the very beginning, only when they get more experienced. So if you're a bit of a coordinator and you're a bit motivated by coordination, you might want to think about working up towards the higher levels in nursing, so you'll have that opportunity. Myers-Briggs types that fit the nurse the most are the ENFP, INFP. Can you see how many Fs there are there? It doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert, you could still be good for nursing, because nursing can be very one-to-one. It's no reason why an introvert wouldn't like being a nurse as much as an extrovert. And the intuitives and the sensors both go into nursing. The N is about possibilities and the S is about sensing in the moment, and both of those are compatible with nursing. P's and J's, doesn't seem to matter. The only one that is consistent all the way through with the Myers-Briggs types is the feeling. So being a nurse, you can't be too objective. You have to be sensitive to the feelings of others, more subjective rather than objective, as all the Myers-Briggs types that match being a nurse are an F type, not a T type. The T types are far too objective to really be talented at looking after people's needs. So the Myers-Briggs types that would be most important is any F type, really, an ENFP, INFP, or any on this screen right now. So if you're any of those types, you match being a nurse. Gardner's 9 intelligences, if you've watched my video, the most important smart for that is, of course, your social smart, your self smart. If being able to manage yourself will help you to be able to manage and look after others. Life smart, doing things for a reason and for the good of others. The big questions, the big reasons, and word smart when it comes to communicating with others, but less important than social smart or even self smart. The Gallup Strengths Finder, again used for management to make people more productive in the workplace. The top ones that I would consider in the Gallup Strengths Finder, so your top ones that you would have chosen would be restorative, because you can restore a lot of things. It doesn't have to be a house or a car. You could be restoring people, so restoring people to health. If that's a good one for you, then restorative. If that's on your top strengths finder list, then you match a nurse. Empathy, of course, being able to stand in other people's shoes and understand and communicate with them, develop rapport. Woo, meeting new people. Developer, developing people that are struggling and helping them to be better for themselves, not for anyone else. Communication, for obvious reasons. And then, of course, belief is about having values and ethics and believing in what you do. So belief is a good one for being a nurse. Consistency. Now that is about treating everybody equally, not treating somebody with money any differently to someone without money. Very important that everybody gets an equal amount of care and respect. So consistency is a good one for nurse. Connectedness, that runs on the concept that we're all connected, and the care that you give to others goes out into the whole universe. Everything you do affects everybody. That feeling of a connected universe. So if you're mean, that meanness spreads out and can come back to you. But if you care and look after others, this helps the whole. So connectedness is a good one for a nurse who helps people and makes a difference in this world. Responsibility, of course, don't need to elaborate. And adaptability, you never know when a difficult case is going to come in, or somebody's going to need urgent care, blood splattering everywhere. You need to be adaptable. You need to be versatile. You need to be there at a moment's notice if necessary. The Bell-Bin team role, if you've watched my video on the Bell-Bin team roles, is definitely your team worker first. Your resource investigator, that is the person that goes out and speaks to the people, pulls in names, networks, resources from the environment in order to support the team. Very enthusiastic, can communicate well with others. So that's your resource investigator. Team worker, of course, a little bit more mild-mannered, but great at working alongside others. And the implementer, the person that takes the ideas and the procedures and the statutory stuff, all the stuff you learn at nursing university, and then implement that in the real world. So implementer. But the top one's going to be the people skills ones. Last but not least, the Honey and Mumford. If you've watched the video, the two top ones that would fit a nurse is activist, because they're the doer, the experiencer, and the reflector. So you do an experience and then you reflect on your work. All nurses or anyone that works with others needs to be a reflective practitioner. So activist and reflector are the best two if you want to be a nurse. Hoping you fit with being a nurse, guys. But if you've got any further questions about whether you fit being a nurse, please put a note in the description box, send me a message. I hope you found my video useful today. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I'm a new channel. I'm a professional careers advisor, but I'm new to putting it onto YouTube, so I'm needing them subscribers. And click that bell icon, because I'm always thinking up new things to post and new job profiles to put up. If you like the video, please click the thumbs up button. You can email me at katie@careertalents.co.uk or go to my website, careertalents.co.uk, and I'm going to put links to my social media in the description box. But as ever, guys, when you're choosing a career, remember most importantly that only you know what's best for you. It's your intuition, your perceptions. It's you that's got to do the job. It's your skills and your motivators and your personality that has got to do it. And if you choose a job that doesn't fit, it can be a right pain in the bum for you and everyone else around you. So choosing that right career straight away that suits you is going to be vital for your happiness. So remember, only your own intuition counts. And if you need any advice, any support to support your intuition, just message me. I'll be happy to help. See you soon.